On this episode of The Open Road, so as you guys know, we recently reviewed the MY18 SS Chevy Camaro being brought in by HSV. This is the ZL1, which is much more muchier. Let me show you some of the differences between that car and this car. One of the big noticeable differences is that we're going from the LT1 to the LT4. It's still the same 6.2 block, but this one's supercharged. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on the numbers, but that takes this up to about 650 horsepower, which sounds like a lot because it is. So up the front, wheels and tyres, we've got a new style wheel, and we've got tyres here that don't come factory from the States because they didn't comply with local laws. These ones do. We've got 6-pot brakes and the magnetic ride control suspension, which should be pretty awesome. Obviously I haven't driven it yet, so we'll get to that in a minute. I'll let you know how it is. So outside of those major differences, the only other things realistically are the styling, which is a bit more aero and a rear wing. Interior has got a bit of an upgrade, the seats are upgraded, but other than that it's much the same as what we reviewed last time, which basically means I've kind of already reviewed this car, so I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes enjoying it and sharing that with you because I'm a serious motoring journalist and I need to justify a week with this car to make this film, so please watch it and hit that like button if you like this car. Alright team, so this video is going to be a little bit all over the place because like I said, I've already kind of reviewed this car, sort of, so there are a lot of things that we'll be doubling down on. I know that you guys are used to our very high-end, high-production quality content because we are serious motoring journalists, but this one's going to be actually, we're just having fun with this because we can, and we've kind of already done this car, sort of. But I think the first thing really is that I've really only just got to know this car, and I'm still getting to know it, and it is... The main thing is it's a lot more powerful than the SS. It's a lot more powerful. So that's something to come to terms with. But yeah, I think it's time that we give her the full beans. I'm actually on my way to the gym, so thank God for power steering. So I kind of nursed this car home yesterday. It was raining and I was a little intimidated. The guy at HSV was like, you know, respect it, it's got power. And it's not raining now, and there's a nice straight here with nobody around, so I feel like it's time we give it the beans. Oh, traction, fighting traction, fighting traction, fighting traction. Lots of whoa. That was awesome. Just so much power. The difference with that supercharger is phenomenal. Like the SS was good and I loved the SS as it was, and this is just even more mental. I'd start to wonder how often you'll be going through tyres with this engine. I think actual driving characteristics different from the SS. The only thing that I've really noticed getting it home was that I would say it's ever so slightly firmer, but I've been driving it exclusively in sport because I want the exhaust sound all the time. The handling, I would say, seems very similar. It's got that amazing grip, it's got next to no body roll. The only thing that scares me now about this car, knowing how easy it is to step the rear end out when you put your foot into it, would be accelerating through corners. So that would turn this from a sort of slow and fast out kind of a cornering car to a carry the speed through and then get on it once you're back on the straight sort of thing. But even then, it doesn't take much to get these wheels to fight traction control and break away, which sometimes that's awesome. Most of the time, if you're trying to go fast, scary. Actually, speaking of the getting to know you and finding where the limits are, I want to go pick up a friend of mine. I've got an idea. We're just going to have fun with it because I'm a serious motoring journalist and I need to justify my career by making this film, so I hope you enjoy it. And for the clickbait, we've got our friend Jolene.
Our friend.
Our
You
friend.
and who?
Well, just the whole crew, everyone loves you.
Oh, that's nice.
But I was thinking to myself, it's a beautiful day.
It's
Let's take the car out. So I thought I'd ring my most beautiful friend. She was busy, but Jay was free.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
No, but it's funny.
Nah, it's mean. I'm kidding.
And we thought we'd do Hot Girl Reacts because that is standard YouTube fodder. So we're just going to go and find some on-ramps and blast those.
Ooh, here we go. This car sounds nice.
The exhaust on this is actually serious motoring journalism. The exhaust on this is actually a little bit quieter than the SS, but you do get the supercharger whine, which is amazing, and you get it all the time. The old LS engines, you couldn't really, and the Commodores anyway, well, the Club Sports, you couldn't really hear the supercharger, but in this, you hear it all the time, far more than the exhaust, and I like that.
Was that winding sound?
Yeah. So there's basically a big thing sitting on top of the motor forcing air into the engine so that it can rev harder. Is there anything behind us? And 3, 2, 1, go! You can't swear, it's YouTube.
Oh. Can you just beep it out?
Yeah. Is that fun?
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
Yeah, let's go. Oh my god, we need to go to the country.
That's a good idea. Let's go to the country. We'll check back in a minute. So, standard YouTube fodder. I got Shane here. We're going to go blast some tunnels with a V8.
Looking forward to it.
It's not awkward at all. When we did the I-30 video, Shane was mocking my gear changes. Some of them were really good, some of them were lacking, but this is automatic Tiptronic. So, and this new 10-speed I actually really like, and the reason being is that much like that Lexus, the first few gears are really playful, and then the top sort of 4 or 5 gears are all about economy. The economy in this actually isn't as good as the SS because this doesn't have the 4-cylinder shutdown, so you're always running on all 8 and you've got the supercharger going. So I think the best I've managed in this is about 9 litres per 100k at motorway cruising, but hey, you wouldn't buy this car if you want the economy. But I tell you the thing that I love about this car, which is night and day beyond better than the SS, was that the SS, the power delivery was great, it sounded great, it went around corners great, it was a brilliant car. The thing that I like about this a little bit better, and this goes all the way back to when we used to review the Club Sports, was that those cars never felt scary. This is the absolute perfect balance of playful, fun, a little bit loose, a little bit lively, but still safe. Because this car doesn't feel like it wants to kill you, but it wants you to think that it's going to kill you to keep you on the edge. And that balance in this car has been done perfectly.
So much like my ex-girlfriend's. Some stability.
Oh, you haven't even done a launch in this yet, have you?
Oh, okay. I can kind of see why it's worth the money now. Oh, that was losing traction, eh? But these are so sophisticated that they keep the car level.
Well, this one's got the magnetic ride control.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
It looked awesome when you left my street.
But I think the thing with that magnetic ride control, and this is again serious motoring journalism, is that it's one of those things that you don't really appreciate until you don't have it. Like the ride in this, when you're in touring mode, is very nice. It's very comfortable. It's very comfortable for what it is. It's time for V8 in a tunnel. There's lots of traffic. That is good.
Are we going to test the airbags?
No. I'd rather not test the airbags, if I'm honest.
Please note that we are on
News Talk TV.
Long time listener, first time caller.
I call them all the time. We'll just work our way down from 10th. 4, 3. Oh, that's so much better with the window open. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the film. If you did, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I knew that I liked this car before I even drove it, and it actually exceeded my expectations. The playfulness is probably the biggest difference between the ZL1 and the SS for me, in the sense of the amount of power that it's got, and it fights the traction control, and you really can enjoy it to its full potential and not die, clearly because I'm still alive. I think that's where this car really sits. It's a muscle car that's got enough technology to let you enjoy it, but not be too much of a hindrance. And I mean, I love the look, I love the power, I love the way that it rides. I want this car. I actually want to buy this car. And if you guys will, like, you know, watch enough of our videos, that YouTube money will pay for it. So tell your friends.